Well, it's April 24th, 2017, a Monday, and I'm back from Japan, John.
How's it feel to be back from the Orient,
Feels
Andrew?
dirty being back from Japan.
Because it was so clean over there.
Oh my God, Japan's the cleanest place on earth. I'm telling you, there's no place cleaner than Japan. As soon as you get to O'Hare and you go to the bathroom, and it's the toilets in Japan, they have the heated seats.
Yeah.
With the little sprayer.
And the washer.
It sprays your butt. And then some of them actually have blow dryers on top of, once they spray it, then
it dries you off, too.
Little blow dryer comes out and blows you. And then you get to O'Hare and there's no toilet paper. There's trash on the floor. The Japanese people walking in the bathroom going, oh, schnee.
This is bad.
What the? Why did I come to America? They have us beat on toilets for sure.
Well, you were saying that they're just going to be kicking some backside on the Olympics too, probably.
The 2020 Olympics, I'm telling you, you better have some dough if you're going. If your kid is in the Olympics, you better book your hotel now, and you'll be lucky to get one because there's just not that many hotel rooms over there, and it's expensive. And normally rates go up for Olympics no matter what city they're in. They're definitely going to be going up for.
Now, is this back to Nagano? Is this Winter Olympics?
No, this is Summer Olympics.
Oh, summer. So Tokyo.
In 2020. And it's funny, I could only find shirts at the airport for the 2020 Olympics. You'd figure any other country, there'd be bootlegs on every corner and everybody would be selling them. Right?
Yep.
Just like even Washington, when Trump was his inauguration, everybody and their brother had.
Make America Great.
Yeah, you could buy any Trump swag you wanted from China. Mm-hmm. And it was on every corner. Here it was I think they put a thing on, you're not selling this stuff for another year or whenever they decide they want to sell this stuff. So.
Now, you got over there, Andrew, right as things allegedly heated to the point of almost thermonuclear war.
Yeah, that was the day that I walked on the base with my escort, the Yokosuka naval base, unimpeded. I mean, I had to have a pass, but it wasn't extra high Delta Red security. It's just normal what's going on over there. And then I would read stuff in the paper here going, they're talking about a different planet. The North Koreans are going to send a missile to Hawaii. No, they're not. And then Japanese vessels are going out to meet the USS Vincennes in Korea. That happens every 6 months. And it will happen again. I went on the USS Ronald Reagan, and there's Japanese Defense Forces that are right there at the base. They're connected to our base, and they're going to go meet the Ronald Reagan. When the Ronald Reagan goes out in May, which they already know it's going out, and it's going to Brisbane. They already know where they're going. And I didn't see Kim Jong-un's face plastered on,
Wasn't like here, in other words. They're right next to the guy, and they weren't as worried about it.
No.
So you think we might be kind of, to steal a phrase, trumping up the
if you're trading
risks?
Around this somehow and you're short in the market, good luck. I mean,
today's a great example. Look at it. This is not today's 200-point rally is not, of course, North Korea based. It's about Macron over in France, Macron and Le Pen facing off for the May 7th election in the runoff. But, I think you're right. If you're somebody who's been looking around saying, oh, my gosh, this guy could blow off missiles at any time. Sure, he could, but it's the end of his life that day.
Well, here's the bottom line. Japan is America. Japan, if they, after World War II, our job is to protect Japan. They said we won't have a military. They say, fine. So that's our job. It's part of the deal. We protect Japan like it was America. You can argue with me any way you want on that, but that's the fact. The fact is, if they get attacked, and if they were to attack anybody, it'd be Japan, because it's right there. And, what they decide they want to blow up is another story, whether it's a fishing village in northern Japan where only their rockets can reach. But they're not going to go to Guam or, you hear Guam and Hawaii. They're going to shoot a rocket.
You know how many hours it'd take? I mean, they don't have these hypersonic missiles. These guys are fairly low tech for delivery.
Yeah. So it's not going to be that. So if it's anything, it might even be an accident. of their own doing and blow themselves up. But
You'd get a kick out of this one, Andrew, since we're talking navies and big ships. I saw today that the Russians are creating the biggest aircraft carrier they've ever built, 3 football fields long, and it'll be a nuke. They do not, believe it or not, Russia doesn't have a nuke carrier right now.
yeah, my guy said that.
Steam turbines is what they have.
Yeah, my guy said that even the Chinese are behind on aircraft technology. I go, what's the big problem? I mean, half the stuff is on videos online. I mean, he goes, there's stuff on this aircraft carrier that they haven't been able to figure out. I was like, oh, okay. I'm not going to ask you what, but you figured they would have figured out how to do it. I don't know if it's.
By the way, guess who has already has nuclear aircraft carriers that have that are the size of 3 football fields?
Oh, you just said Russia.
Us.
Oh yeah.
All of our Nimitz class.
Well, yeah. Now they have the Ford
aircraft carriers.
The Ford they just christened's not even the Nimitz anymore. That's a different class.
Is that even a
altogether.
bigger class than the
Yeah.
Nimitz class?
Totally brand new, even bigger, better. So.
Well, so
There
pull
you
that one up, folks, on Daily Mail or some site. Google it. Russia building their largest aircraft. Right now they have one, count it, one aircraft carrier. It's a steam turbine powered aircraft carrier, and it's got this wacky ski jump at the end of the of the catapult, Andrew,
Oh, yeah.
because apparently their steam catapults aren't as good as ours. So they really need to toss this plane in the air to get it going up, to give the pilots a chance.
Oh my God! You should see the cables that they have on the deck of the Ronald Reagan. Just it's amazing what we have, and a bunch of great guys running the ship. And they're in port now for 6 months, and they'll go out in May, and just like So when you hear the headline, Ronald Reagan heads to Korea with Japanese, trolling vessels, it's
like
normal.
regularly scheduled.
It's regular scheduled. Don't get faked out by that. What are you trading today? I kept my American Airlines, by the way. I thought it was going to go down after that guy beat the lady with a stroller to a pulp.
He didn't beat her.
Yeah, that's
He
what they told us in Japan.
Allegedly came close to hitting her with the stroller as he was angry, apparently, at having to put the stroller in the hold or whatever. And she ended up getting very well taken. American learned. They learned from United, you don't let this thing fester for 3 days and write a bunch of letters about how our staff did all their best, because this guy didn't. He got suspended, and American is putting her on a flight from Dallas to Argentina, first class.
Oh, she was going to Argentina.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's an
nice.
Argentine school teacher, I guess.
Dude, that's like a total first class. That's
it's fantastic.
dude.
trip.
That's like a 10, 12-hour flight at least.
And it's like about a $10,000 ticket.
easy.
But that's a lot smarter than taking a couple $1 billion hit, right?
She was going to Argentina with 2 kids on economy.
Yeah.
God, she should be.
Well, she was flying to Dallas and then down, but yes.
Dude, she should be charged with something for that. That's brutal.
That's cruel and unusual punishment.
I know. There was a couple people traveling with kids on our flight, but hey, you do what you got to do. But first class, holy mackerel.
That makes it easy.
Argentina.
So, Andrew, last week, I talked about it on Halftime Report. We saw the VDAX, V and then followed by DAX. This is the volatility of the German DAX, 30 stock index. It shot up to 22 last week because of the potential that the wrong candidates might face off in the runoff election in France. And instead, they're not going to. It's going to be Le Pen, who the market worries about, but she is allegedly going to lose horribly to Macron, who's, they want to call him a centrist. I'll throw it out there. There are 2 center candidates, one's right, one's left, and that was Fillon and Macron. And then there was the far left communist, which was Mélenchon. And he's out, along with Fillon, he's out. So it's going to be Le Pen against Macron, and the market applauded. French market was up 4%. The German DAX rocketed up better than 3%, and the VDAX that last week hit 22 came down through 15 today.
Wow.
So that's one of those vol compressions that we always talk about. Hey, you could make or lose a lot of money on that trade.
Can I root for Le Pen, or am I a racist?
No, you can root for Le Pen.
I had a conversation with a lady in an art store in France, like 20 years ago, it seems, maybe 15, and we were talking about her dad, Le Pen. I think he was running for something at the time.
Yeah, and he's far right of her.
Yeah, exactly, and she liked him, and she was running a little antique store along that antique place in Paris, so that one street.
Yep.
Goes down to the water, and she's in there smoking cigarettes. She actually gave me a little gift ashtray. It was kind of cool. But we were talking politics, and she was like far right, Le Pen, undercover, not saying anything to anyone. And she took a drag of her cigarette. So years ago, I knew that Le Pen could, and I still think could, win.
If the right things happen, she could. To say that she's going to lose by 30 points right now, which is what the polling data tells them, I believe the polling data is probably mainly polling the big cities, much like it did in London.
Yeah, Trump was going to lose by 30 points, too.
Yeah.
Actually, he wasn't even going to make it out of the primaries.
True.
It was George Bush. It was Jeb Bush that was going to win.
And then Billy Bush was going to take him down with the grab him by the you-know-what.
Oh, what, Jeb Bush?
No, Billy Bush.
Oh.
When he and Trump were walking along on a hot mic, and it was caught that, he was asking Trump, so how great is it to be famous? And Trump says, yeah, it's freaking great to be famous.
Right. Seems like yesteryear. It was almost a year ago.
Like water off a duck's back. None of it affected him.
All right. You trading anything today?
Let's see. I put on some longer-term trades in Microsoft. I liked some October calls in Microsoft, so I put on a long-term call spread. I took profits in IBM. I called that one last week. The puts shrank to almost nothing. Made a bunch, nice chunk of money on that. What else did I do today, Andrew? I did Halliburton, T-Mobile,
TMUS.
General Dynamics. I was taking profits right and left. Believe it or not, after this big pop today, I'm 60% in cash now because I took so much off today on the big pop.
Good for you. I'm going to hold on to my American Airlines. That's the only thing I actually focused on today. I bought some more AAL before I left. And, I'm sitting here watching that stroller beat down. And I'm thinking, oh, God, I'm going to get United Airlines on this. And I'm doing fine. It's up $1 or so today. So
nice. Well, they dealt with it quick. And, by the way, United's higher than it was prior to their beatdown of this Dr. Dow or whatever. It's through 71 to the upside, maybe even pushing higher. And Hawaiian Air, one of Pete's top picks, HA, Hawaiian Airlines. That one is up $1.60 today, I think.
He likes Hawaiian Air.
Yeah, he loves that one. He's had it for a long time. I've had it for days at a time, but I've never owned it for a long period of time. It's been a mistake.
Hold on. Fly out of island on that. Go outer island on the Hawaiian Air.
God, they do a nice job.
Vegas.
Or to Vegas.
They all go to Vegas.
It's mainly just a West Coast carrier, West Coast to Hawaii.
Yep. Okay. Well, we're getting Hawaiian weather here, so we better go outside and enjoy it right now.
All right. Remember, you can subscribe through YouTube or iTunes and tell a friend about it.